Guys, welcome to Chem 111 for summer 2 of 2023. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching this video. There are a couple of things that I wanted to point out to you. There's a series of introductory videos that will go along with the different components of the course. So we'll be talking about a couple of those things. This initial introductory video is meant to show you the basic core of what you need to know to get started. So with that, having said all of that, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and we will get started on this. So for anybody who was in the first half of this course with me, so the 110 Summer 1, the exam handouts are a little bit different. Let me get that out of the way, right out of the way. So make sure that you've downloaded a new copy of those exam handouts. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we'll get to that in a couple of minutes. So this is the 111 shell, as it would be viewed to you as a student. Obviously, it says start here. There's a bunch of stuff in this list, things that you need to do for this course. Okay, the first of these is the checklist. So we'll take you into the checklist and we'll talk a little bit about what's in there. There's some instructor information for you, my email address, my phone number, where my office is. There is a link to my virtual office hours here. So anytime you want to come and see me virtually, that's where you'll do that. If you have any questions, comments, problems, anything whatsoever, please reach out to me. I am very open and want to talk to my students to try and help them understand. There is this introductory video, which obviously will be in the links in just a few minutes. And there's a sign up for ALEKS. So again, if you've did this last term, this is a different course shell. So you'll need to do this again. For anybody who's used ALEKS in the past, this is a different course shell. So you'll need to make sure that you do that. This will take you into ALEKS, and we'll talk about ALEKS in a bit in further detail. So I'm not going to go into any more of that. You will find the department syllabus, my syllabus addendum, our course schedule, the lab manual, which you will be using for 111, and the course policies listed here. There's also some technology requirements and student resources that are available to you. That's so you know what's required of you from this. And then the exam handouts. And again, this will take you to the new copy of the exam handouts. There have been some modifications and changes to them, so you need to make sure that you've got this taken care of. Okay, so there's that. I'm going to go ahead and go back. There's a couple more things. There's a little bit of information about how to access the textbook through ALEKS and how to find your assignments through ALEKS. So make sure that you have both of those available to you. There's this section in the content for the exams and for the labs. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this so that I can show you that without having a problem. So for both the exams and the labs, so if you come into content, once you've done the initial activity, I'm actually going to have to come out of my student view to do this. Once you've done the initial activities, you'll see that there's additional content available to you. There are exam folders, 1, 2, and 3. Then there's a section for there is stuff related to the labs. Now, labs, unlike what you see here, are not laid out this easily. They're not all pulled into one place. They are with the materials that they go with. So if you look into chemical equilibrium, you'll see that there's an equilibrium experiment. This is experiment 1. There is a guide that will be showing you where all of these things are. There's a checklist for these. It'll show you where the experiments are, what paperwork is due with them. Things are different in 111 than they were in 110. What paperwork is due with them, and what exactly you need to do to get that done. For a lot of these, there are virtual labs that go with them, but that is not always the case. And I'll talk about the lab separately. So there is lab information that you'll need to be able to find as well. Okay, make sure that you have completed that lab. Part of that lab is the discussion. Again, we're trying some new things this summer, so we're doing a different discussion this term than we were doing last term. You'll find information about that with the discussion. What you'll find this term is that there are 2 portions of this. So I'd like you to do your student introductions, and then there's proposal and data discussions. So I want you to do a discussion about what you want me to do in the lab, and then one for the data. Now, while you are encouraged, very much encouraged to work with other students, and you've been assigned groups like you were previously, or like other students were previously, that discussion is no longer required. I'm not requiring you to discuss with other people, but if you click into this section, the lab groups discussion section, you will find discussions available to you that only include your lab group so that you can have those discussions. Only you and your lab group will see those, not everybody will. So you can have some discussions about what do we need to do here? How do we want to handle this? What do we think about this? I will be monitoring those boards so that you can take a look at that. But that is not required. Okay. The only parts that will be required are the proposal and the data discussions, and they're split. Excuse me. Excuse me. 40%, 50%. So 40% for the proposal discussion, 50% for the data discussion. Okay. So that's how that's going to be split. When we talk about, garbage, I went in the wrong tab. I hate it when I do that. So there is that discussion portion. The other couple of things that you need to get started, you need to do your scavenger hunt. You need to do the acknowledgement activity. Otherwise you won't see all of the other content. And you need to have tested your lockdown browser. Okay, this is to ensure that your equipment can handle the lockdown browser. In the event that it cannot, that is your responsibility to fix, not mine. Okay, so you need to make sure that you can use the lockdown browser for the tests. There are very rare exceptions that I can give as far as letting you out of those, so make sure that you have equipment available to do that. Okay, so that's everything I wanted to talk about to begin with. If you guys, again, have any questions, comments, problems, any concerns, please let me know. Again, my email address and my phone number are given here, so please reach out. Understand I am not in the office the week of July 4th, so I will actually be out of the office that week. So if you want to get a hold of me before class starts, please email me, and I will be happy to talk with you. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing at this point. I will start recording the other intro videos and get those linked up for you, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks.